Hi, I'm Chris Wood, formerly an international rally co-driver. I fell off my bicycle on the way home from a night out with some friends, and that's about all I can remember. Tripped up on a curb, I believe. Theoretically, I'm paralysed from my neck down. However, as you can see, I've got some movement, a lot of movement, in one of my arms and a bit of movement in the other arm. But theoretically I'm paralysed from the neck down, and certainly from my chest down I've got no movement at all. Going to go on my functional electrical stimulation machine, which I purchased through kind fundraising earlier in the year. It cost over £20,000 from a company called Cyclone in Hull, and it's changed my life to an extent. It allows me to exercise all the muscles in my body, even the ones that won't normally move under their own steam, so to speak. Well, what's happening now is that we've attached some electrodes to parts of my body that have the muscles underneath. So my muscles on my legs, on the top, on the bottom. So there's 4 electrodes on each leg, so that's 8 over 2 legs. And then behind me, on my gluteus maximus muscles, or effectively my bottom, which is muscles that push my legs forward. There's another 4 electrodes, so that's 12 in total. And we're going to fasten these electrodes to that machine, and electrical stimulation is going to make the muscles function, and I'm going to pedal a bicycle. This is my partner Kay. She helps me by attaching the electrodes, which of course I can't do.
People who are paralysed tend to have a low bone density, so the exercise, like anybody, it strengthens your bones, stops you getting osteoporosis. Lots of other benefits, because he's got an increased blood flow to his legs. It'll stop him getting pressure sores, or help prevent getting pressure sores, because there's an increased blood flow there, which replenishes the tissues. I think it's beneficial not only physically but mentally, because if you've exercised you feel better in yourself, you have more energy, so you have more energy to go on and do other things throughout the day, so it's quite beneficial. Just on your general health being, definitely.
On my wealth.
Yeah, and your wealth.
On my wealth.
Not your wealth. I hope you're going to edit this.
Oh, my t-shirt commemorates Richard Burns winning the World Rally Championship 10 years ago, and it's in support of the Richard Burns Foundation, who contributed greatly to my fundraising, including the purchase of this FES machine.
Because Chris is working his muscles more, and they're getting exercised, he's on an antispasmodic medicine called baclofen, which is now being able to reduce quite significantly. And one of the side effects of the baclofen was making Chris very drowsy, so he was sleepy all the time, fall asleep mid-conversation, eating his tea. But now it's being reduced, he doesn't have so much of the sleepiness, so that's a big benefit. The
electrical stimulation is kicked in now, and on the screen it tells me we're up to 20%, so and now 25%, so my legs are doing a quarter of the work at the moment. My legs are doing 3/4 of the work of the machine. The machine's hardly doing anything now, coming up to 90%. It's really very strong feeling in my legs. Actually, now it's at 100%. If you look at the left leg, you can see when the muscle kicks in, how it kicks back on the pedal. You can actually see it working. Well, the limitations of the time it takes. It's very time consuming, as you can see, to fasten me up with it, put the electrodes onto my body, and then placed me on the machine and started going. That's fine if you've got the time, which of course I have, but I need somebody with me. Can't do it myself. Ideally, somebody with physiotherapist experience would be the best. And so the limitations are, to get the most out of it, it really needs somebody alongside me to help me change from, fasten me up to the machine, change from legs to arms, etc., etc. And the whole process probably takes about 2 hours if you're going to get the most out of it.
I mean, there are lots of other muscle groups. I'm just sticking to the ones that I know and the ones that I've been shown. So anybody with more experience, a physio who knows all of the muscle groups, might be able to use it with more benefit to them. So it would go to a wider range of people, which would be good.
Well,
a physio would
ideally
be good.
we'd have
Yeah,
a physiotherapist to work with me when I needed to use the machine, and then they would then be available for others to use this machine. In an ideal world, I wouldn't have this machine in my home. I'd place it in a gymnasium or a physiotherapist suite. It's a very expensive machine. I appreciate that I've had the benefit of it, but I'd like to allow others to use it. But as you've seen, and as we said, it needs somebody to be able to work with them, to put them on the machine and get the best out of it. So, whereas the machine, expensive though it is fantastic, it does need somebody else to work with it. And in an ideal world, that's the next step we'd take, is we'd have a physiotherapist to work with the machine, and then it wouldn't just be me that was getting the benefit from it. Ideally, if we had sufficient money in the trust, we would run this machine probably 10-12 hours a day and allow people to go on it free of charge, because in the minute, if you wanted to benefit from this machine, you've got two choices. You either pay to use it at a facility that has it, and it costs up to £80 an hour, or you buy your own machine, which, as we've said, is very expensive. So the ideal situation would be to put it in a facility and let people to use it free of charge. But we need more than we've got now. The machine on its own won't do it. We need a physio to come and work alongside the machine to allow people to get the most from it.
And it's coming along a lot quicker than what I anticipated as well. His right arm is strengthened, I would say, tenfold to what it was prior to him using the FES machine. I think it's a fantastic piece of equipment, and it's a shame that more people can't get the benefit from it.